Good morning. I am sorry to start a little bit late, but I woke up to an empty telephone, so I had to recharge it completely. And maybe I'll just do it a little shorter today because of the low battery. So I need to keep a little bit for Instagram at the end. And you don't want to run it down to the very end and maybe lose the video. So we got, by the way, I will not be here tomorrow. At this time, I will be in the waiting room to either boarding or already boarded at the airplane for Ireland. So, guten Morgen. That's okay. Sorry. I thought these were the two German people. There are two German participants of the live stream, and I'll have to check with them if they want to be on the camera. But they're here, so you can't recognize them at that distance. And they need to get their pictures as well. Guten Morgen. Wollen Sie auf den Kamera sein oder nicht? Sie wollen. Dann, das ist Norbert and Catherine. Catherine. Hello, Catherine. I didn't say hello to Catherine yet. I just saw Norbert a few minutes ago. Good morning, Catherine. And where are you from in Germany?
From Stuttgart.
From Stuttgart?
Yeah.
You see, you have to say Stuttgart like the Germans say it, you know. He said it like the English said Stuttgart. You say Stuttgart.
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 Normally we are on the other side of the video.
Normally you're on the other side of the video. How long are you following the Sunrise Stroll and Chat?
Some years.
Some years, since the beginning?
Yeah, since the beginning. Yeah.
How did you find out about it?
It's a great honor to stand here on the other side of the sea.
And how did you find out about the Sunrise Stroll and Chat? Wie haben Sie davon erfahren?
Facebook. I don't remember exactly.
Okay. I just want to get you with the sun on your faces, because that's nicer. It's a nicer picture. Very good, very good. So, very good. Well, let's go walking so you can see some of the places. You can come back here. You're staying here a couple of days, right? Yeah. In Galilee. Oops. So now you see all the shells here that we see sometimes. Oops. Sorry about this, people. Look at all these shells. It's really amazing, you know. And if you go down close to them, you can see how beautiful they are. They're better when they're wet. The colors stand out better. It's fascinating, you know. Millions, billions of shells, probably. I wonder if Abraham was called here on such a shore, God would have said not the grains of sand, but the shells. How many shells he'd have found. So we're a little low on battery, so we'll get along Mount of Beatitudes up here, and then right up at the back of the mountain there you can see a little hazy, more intense grey, so you can tell that's Mount Hermon. And then you have the mountains of Lebanon over here, up there behind the hills. You can make out a little bit of them there, just under the leaves of the palm trees. And down here we have Jordan. So that piece of land, there's that big strip down there. That's you can see there's a valley at the end of the Golan, and that separates Jordan from the Golan Heights. So there you have the country of Jordan. And then we have Tiberias here. And of course our beloved Mount Arbel. Here, the framework of our life here in Magdala. So I invite you to come walking down here. Who knows what we'll see? Maybe you'll see the Egyptian geese. I haven't seen them all together for a while. There was one lone Egyptian goose.
You have it also in Stuttgart.
Yeah, the Egyptian geese.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have the Egyptian geese in Stuttgart. And I like hearing the cows mooing up there. And it reminds me of the farm at home.
Are there cows?
Yeah, you can hear them. Did you hear them there? They're up there in the hills. Actually, they're not very far away. I'd say just behind those trees there, on the other side of the road. I think we better go out here a little bit. It'll be cleaner for your shoes. Oh, look at one of our. So today we see another chapter of conflict emerging following the major conflict that led to the crucifixion and passion death of Jesus, and then the victory of the resurrection. And it's Jesus' disciples are now announcing his resurrection, and a lot of people aren't liking this, and religious authorities are going to come down very hard on Stephen and on the Christian community. And all of this is also in God's providence. He allows us to be together in all the imperfections of our being together, misunderstandings, and we're at different places on the map, different moments in the development of the relationships between our communities, between people within a family, and that's all quite hard. It's very challenging. Here we're crossing our famous Mississippi, or we can do the Danube for you, or the Rhine. And all these beautiful grasses. Everything is growing now so quickly. We still have lots of humidity and water in the ground, and then we have rising temperatures constantly. So growth is peaking now. This is the Franciscan house here in Magdala. Father Timothy, a Polish Franciscan, is living here now. And these are the great archaeology that the Franciscans have excavated. Not quite a century yet, but more than half a century of work. So then here we are, enjoying this sunrise, and we can page through the atlas of our world today, and we will be very much aware of all the human conflicts all over the world. And this conflict between Jesus' disciples and the Jewish people, not the Jewish people altogether in general, that's probably not the right way to say it, because Jesus' disciples were Jews. So it's really a conflict internally, first of all, to Judaism. And so usually conflicts in a family can be very bitter, can be very painful, very hurtful. And I'd like to just say that thanks be to God, we're living in a time when there are much healthier relationships. Unfortunately, also there are many political tensions here which burden perspectives, and the relationship isn't made easier because of that. It's quite a challenge, and so we're all tested continually in how to relate to each other when there are issues of conflict, how to build relationships in the goodness of God and recognizing all we share. And that's a lot. We've had really painful chapters historically, and human beings have lost it, have followed temper and anger and violence, and that can move us to pray and also to be very level-headed and balanced in how we relate, how we react it's very easy to say a generalizing statement. Oh, there's one of our geese.
Ah, yeah, yeah.
Let's see if we get
But
close.
they are not so friendly.
Well, no, this one's very, very, I mean, they're not a problem. Quack, 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 quack. Quack, 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 quack. But I'm not sure if this is a lone ranger because there was one that came in and attacked the goslings before. But I haven't seen the family. Now, if we keep our eyes open, maybe we see them. This is the end of Ramadan, so we have a lot of Muslims celebrating the end of the festivities. You know, when we grow, we get bigger and we get more convinced about our life. And then other people don't grow the same way with us. In the family as well, it's challenging. There's always shifting sands of relationships as people grow, develop, get older, and then get old, and then get feeble. And where one person was a great help and driver of all the goodness before, now they become Sabah al-Khair, Kif halkom, Eid Fitar Saeed, Eid Mubarak. Nice to see a family here doing their little. That's probably the end of the fire. So I think we should have a great spirit of hope and love, a spirit of reconciliation, understanding, and that shouldn't force anybody to compromise their own beliefs, because we have to have great respect before each individual. And when that breaks down, then violence, one form or another, will enter emotionally, verbally, and then physically. And the respect for the person will be lost. And it's a big struggle to learn that. How we articulate our beliefs vis-a-vis each other. We need to learn from history. We need to become wise. We shouldn't forget the lessons of the past and the challenges and the burden of the past. We shouldn't underestimate it. As people have long memories and peoples have long memories. And then we need to use extra care. Pope Francis used a lovely word. He said we need a culture of tenderness, which is the total opposite to an anti-culture of violence. Culture cultivates, like you cultivate a field. And so you really can't call a mentality that destroys as culture. Sometimes it's called culture, but really it's an anti-culture. It doesn't cultivate, it destroys. It doesn't bring to fruition and to development. It simply destroys. And that's not culture. Well, that's an opinion I'm giving you. You can disagree with me. And then we have the gospel text, which is also an encounter of challenge. There's a great interest in Jesus because of the feeding of the loaves and fish. But then there's a certain sense people want to take that power for their own selfish reasons. The grasping of power. And this was meant as a door opener for people to understand the nature of Jesus and the nature of salvation. Can I put you on live stream? No. It's okay. I respect you. Eid Fitar Saeed. His answer was Habib Albi, which means Habib is a friend, beloved, and Albi of my heart. So I greeted them for their festivities for the end of Ramadan, and their response was, Habib Albi, friend of my heart. So that was very beautiful. So here they have one of these powerful jet skis, you know, that cause all this noise, which doesn't get me too excited. And the intense motion as well. So I think we've lots to ponder there in these texts. We obviously admired the courage of Stephen to put his life on the line, teaching about Jesus, and that great dynamic that is in humanity between the proclamation of faith and the respect of the positions of the others, and the freedom to announce the faith, and also the freedom to choose how one believes, which God leaves us intact in our lives. So I think we leave it like this. Do you want to be in the selfie moment?
Yeah.
To remember this here. So here we have Norbert and Catherine from Stuttgart.
Yeah. Goodbye to all. Have a good day.
God bless you. I didn't get you all in the picture. Let me see if I need to just... I think it's completely drawn out here. Well, that's okay. We got everybody. God bless you. Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen. Ciao.
Have a blessed day today. Why don't you all just come over here and we sit down here at the table, put our feet in the water. So I'm not sure if the next one will be from Ben Gurion Airport or if it will be from Ireland, but let's see what Providence allows. God bless you.